Well, I'm with my dear friend, Brian Bell. We've been friends a long time, brother.
Good to be here with you, man.
Yeah. I love your heart for the nations.
Thank you.
I love how you integrate it into the life and the culture of your church, how you're mobilizing everyone into the story, no matter how old they are, how young they are, what their skill set is. I'm going to share a stat with you, probably a little uneasy for you to hear it, but 50% of pastors report that they rarely or never teach on missions. Why do you think that's the case?
A couple things come to mind. One, a lot of churches are focused on inward, what they're doing in the congregation, maybe what's happening right there locally.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a blend of those two, them focused on, I can't think about that out there. I have to build this here, maybe.
Yeah.
I think the second piece is a statement that you're very well aware of, right? If everything is missions, and so with that, they do missions. I think it's this belief that they do it.
Yeah.
And we just call everything missions as a lot of people. So I think those are the two that pop in my mind that are maybe the two things that are problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things I've loved about being at Calvary Murrieta is floating around the church and connecting with different leaders in different departments. And I've given them a test. I don't know if you know this, but I've said, tell me how you're involved in missions or missions of your church. And I'm amazed. I'm in the media department, and they're telling me the mission story of Calvary Murrieta, the youth, across the board. How does that happen?
Yeah. Well, on one hand, there's a lot of them that we're using and bringing them in and helping them. Like Pastor Larry, our missions guy, he just walked into the finance department last week. We were just talking about this, and just walked in and says, "Do you know that we can't do missions without you guys?" And I think it's those conversations that we're constantly in, needing them to shoot a video, do whatever. And so I think they all have found their place on where that connects into it, and it's actually been really beautiful.
Yeah.
And if I can add to that, I would say in taking it then to the congregation, because we tried to with the staff, as you trained us, taking it to the staff first and then the congregation. We have a friend, she's a professor at Vanguard, and she has this picture of this vase, and it's about as tall as we are, and these huge handles all the way around it, from bottom to top, and so probably 50 handles on the thing, and it takes all of them to lift this big ceramic thing, and it was oil inside that they would pour out, and that's the concept that we handle. We call it handles. And so there's a lot of handles. Which handle is yours? And really helping them kind of theme that through them if you have one. Little children, everyone.
I want to push on that a little more because I think it's so important. So it's communicated from the pulpit, it's communicated from the pastors. This story matters. Everyone has a part to play.
Yeah.
But it's not just communicating that, it's actually giving them the opportunity to grab on.
Yeah.
I love the metaphor of handles, these broad sets of opportunities that allow everyone to touch the mission. So it's really good. So tell me about your conversion to missions, Brian. It's been said that in the same way the Holy Spirit converts the unbeliever to Jesus, the Spirit of God must convert the believer to missions. And that's my experience.
Yeah.
I meet many pastors who graduated seminary, Brian. They've been to Bible college, and it seems like they don't have a working missiology. So we have to be converted. How did that happen for you?
For me, I really believe you have to taste it.
Okay.
And so I was 25, and we had smuggled Bibles into China. Very small church. We didn't know what we're doing, but we went with another church that did, and we just followed their lead. So we smuggled Bibles into China, went down to the Philippines after that, and I just came back changed. I mean, that's what it was. Even in the Philippines, we're in a Baptist church one Sunday, and the next church it was a Pentecostal church that met in a bar. In early in the morning, I'm teaching. Half the bar they're drinking, and the other half were listening to me. But I learned how big and beautiful the church was at the time around the world, and it just really sparked something in me. Where I came home and started talking with my wife, is I think God's calling us, and so we were kind of in the chute to do that when our pastor left, and then I took over in 1989, and with that that was my only part that I really wrestled with is God. I thought I was going to go on the mission field. And it was one of those few times that I really heard him speak. And it was just like, I'm going to use you in the missions fields, just in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want to define that? It's like, no, crickets. I didn't hear how he was going to do it. But with that, yeah, so inside, I always have a little bit of frustration that I wasn't, that I would get to go and learn a language and live somewhere else and all of that. And so, but that really lit a fuse under me. I think I would love to see more and more pastors that would just go taste it.
Taste it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
My experience is similar. I was summer 93, Ghana, West Africa, 6 months old in Jesus. Had no business being on a trip. And God opened my eyes to his bigness, the opportunities in the world, and everything within me said, yes, this is what you were made for. So I have that shared experience with you. And that brings us to our last point here, my last question.
Before you go there,
Oh, yeah.
I want to add one more thing. I've been to about 40 countries, and when I first went to China, I love the Chinese people. Went down to the Philippines. I love the Filipinos. Went to Russia, Ukraine, and it's just like, I've never met a people group that I haven't loved. You fall in love with the opportunity. Yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful.
That's beautiful. So, the goal of the Sending Shepherd is that pastors, teachers would become sending shepherds, that missions wouldn't be in the margins. And some of the data is less than encouraging. 50% aren't even teaching on missions. Brian, what's it going to take to change that? I know you don't like me to lavish encouragement on you, but I'm going to do it, brother. You're a sending shepherd. You've been highly influential in your own congregation and others. How are we going to mobilize more sending shepherds?
For me personally, because I'm trying to figure it out there, but I want to figure it out how to do it. And so now it's every opportunity I get with another pastor, I'll work it in. And they'll usually ask, so what are you doing? And it's easy to gravitate. This is what I'm doing. And it usually solicits a lot of questions and that. And just happened a few weeks ago with a pastor friend of mine. And so I'm using those opportunities. But I'm also trying to figure out, even have some book idea, of how can I do that more or maybe broader, I guess, in that sense. But I think it's pastors talking to pastors.
I could not agree more. Pastors mobilizing pastors. I'm going to be calling on you to mobilize some other pastors. You okay with that?
Absolutely. I'm there for you.
Awesome.
I'd love to. Thanks.